Beautiful. So we'll be starting today's practice on our heart bed. So if you're wanting to, you can yogi's choice here. You can have the block underneath the head of the bolster, or you can have the block on top of the head of the bolster. So feel free. The difference between these two is if you have the block on top, the shoulders will sink down just a little bit more. And you might notice that the bolster is a little ways away. And whatever you're using for the bolster, so you can have a rolled blanket, you can have a rolled mat. And then if you put the block underneath the head, then your back of your shoulders are right there, held. And you might even want to make it a little cushier with a waterfall pillow on top. So feel free. And then bring your back all the way in, snuggle it in, and then lay yourself right down so the back of your skull feel supported. Feel into your support. And then close beautiful eyes. And just notice what you're made up of in this moment. And our intention for the practice, may all that is frozen and heavy in me melt like snow in the spring, offering renewal. May I open up to that freshness and wonder, that wonder of life in this moment. Take some deep breaths. Contemplate if you'd like to add anything to your intention for your practice in this beautiful moment. As you start to settle in, notice the back body start to become a little bit heavier. As we open up and wake up to who we are. Feeling into the beauty inside and all around us. Feel that deep, deep gratitude for yourself, for simply showing up. And so the inside, like springtime, go ahead and meander inward into the breath. With the eyes closed, notice how it feels each inhale. In through the nose and out through the nose or the mouth. Feel down the back body all the way to the sit bones. And notice that lower spine, our first chakra, ruby red. Feel it glisten. This is our support system right there, where we feel safe, nurtured. Breathe into that area and feel the weight come down. If the legs want to remain bent, please do. Or go ahead and lengthen between one and feel into that area of the lower back. If it aggravates in any way, big or small, then you can bring a cushion underneath, you can bring a blanket, or you can leave the knees bent. And then feel into what it's like to lengthen through the other leg. Let the toes wriggle wherever you are. And feel into the feet all the way through to the knees, from the knees to the sit bones. Sweep your attention up the back body, through to the shoulders. Notice all the way up into the center of the brain. Take a deep inhale there. A deep exhale. We'll come into our alignment breath now after 2 cleansing breaths. So go ahead and take that next inhale in and up through the nose. Pause filled with breath and then exhale it all out. And again, inhale. Fill yourself right up. Pause filled with everything that we need right here and now. And then go ahead and exhale. Rinse it out. As you find that inhale, let the belly rise, filling up all the way through to our legs. As you exhale through the nose, all the way up to the center of the brain. Inhale, nice and full and deep. Awareness moves down, past the feet, into the earthiness of our earth star. Exhaling all the way up, 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 up. About a foot above the crown as we connect to our source. Inhale. Feel the breath. Feel the awareness move down as you ground. Exhaling all the way upward. Feel the rhythm of your breath now. Light little pauses as you inhale fully. You'll pause in that earthiness. As you exhale, you gather that earthiness and share all the way up, bubbling up through each chakra. Gathering that effervescence, that beautiful glistening glow. Inhaling, carrying it down into the earthiness. As we start to wake up all the energy centers and align. Feel that flow and that ease. Become playful with it now. It's just our yoga practice here. Have some fun with it. Exhaling all the way up for just a handful more here. Inhaling all the way down as the belly rises. Two more just like that. Feel that enjoyment of who you are right now and all that you're becoming. Beautiful. Last one. Enjoy that exhale as you carry your awareness upward. Inhaling all the way in. As you exhale, soften that effort. Drop into what you've created through your awareness. And feel all the subtleties of your alignment in this moment. From that bottom chakra, the base, the legs, that earthiness, your stability, bubbling up into your creative force of the pelvis, that water, that beautiful orange glistening all the way up into that yellow of the belly. Your powerhouse, moving upward a little further into that heart energy of that compassion and joy. These beautiful shimmering greens moving up all the way into those beautiful blues, our truth center of the throat. To the center of the brain, indigo, Those pinks and blues and purples, they mingle. Our intuitive self, all the way up to the crown, that violet. A quiet. Feel the stillness right there at the top. Fully aligned, connected to all. Take one more breath, just like that. Notice this renewal in this moment. If the legs are splayed out, go ahead and point the toes upward, drag one heel and plant the foot. Feel that foot from the big toe to the baby toe to the heel. Go ahead and drag the other foot. Feel both feet on the floor now. Go ahead and press into the heel, big toe, and curl the sit bones upward just a wee bit off the floor. Lengthen them down towards the heels and then lower them, just tapping them on the floor. 2 more times like that. Press into the feet mindfully, lift slowly, lengthen, and then lower. Notice if there's any discomfort here as you do so. As we start to wake up this first chakra right into the second chakra. And then pause as the sit bones come down. Heel toe your feet just a wee bit wider. Have the toes inward and the inner knees not. Take the fingers now and lace them up. Send the palms out. Feel the thumbs move away. Squeeze the fingers and let one elbow become heavy all the way down on one side to the floor. Never has to get there. Feel the other elbow. Let it move away. And then on your next breath, move through center over to the other side. Notice any subtleties that start to bubble up in the arms, the shoulders. As we breathe and move like this, from side to side now, you can marry it with the breath. Maybe a beautiful inhale through center. Exhale over. Feel the width from elbow to elbow. And one more just like that. Remain on that side. On your next breath, circle it up above the crown and over to the other side, all the way downward. Inhaling on one side and exhaling on the other side. And then the other direction now. Feel your breath and notice how movement and breath feel in your body. Breathing nice and full and deep up one side, nice and full and deep down the other. When the fingers come to center, undo and let them move around in a circular motion, effortless, around the wrist and then the other direction. Float the arms like they're floating through water, through resistance, slowly down. Once they touch the floor, flip to your knuckles and let the palms rest upward. Feel the elbows become heavy as you breathe. Take a deep breath and then exhale it all out. Go ahead and drag the hips to one side, move to the other, but we're not going to move our props. We're going to just simply come over to the other side because we need our props for the next pose. So just come flat beside your heart bed. Leave the knees bent for a moment as you become flat from the base of your spine to the back of your skull. The knees can remain bent. Hands can be on the lower belly or by your side. Heel toe your feet wide and knock the inner knees, and just notice from the inner knees, the inseam, down to the hips. Feel that weight. Then come all the way back up into the knees and down to the feet. And notice one foot. Does it feel light? Notice the other foot. Does it feel heavy? Are they both the same or similar? Feel from the big toe to the baby toe. Stay on that baby toe edge and feel to the heel. All the way up to the knees, down to the hips, from one hip to the other, all the way up from that area to the shoulders. Notice your back body, the width. Is the spinal column coming down? And where is it speaking to you a little more? Or is there that beautiful ease, a melting quality? Go ahead and give a little rock of the skull. Feel the tipping spot. So a micro movement. Notice the sensation in the back of the skull and the base, where the neck meets the shoulders, the collarbone. And then pause that effort, a deep dive through the brow, and spend 3 breaths right there. Again, let that energy, that energetic quality wake up this area like a burst of sunshine, glistening, like a blossom opening up, expanding. Notice the shapes and the colors. On your next natural breath, let the knees come away from each other. Walk the feet a little closer now. Your props are on one side. Go ahead and move the hips away from that area and roll towards your props. Let yourself come up. And we're going to come into our somatic pigeon. So using our props here. So let yourself come on up. Bring the bolster, whatever you were laying on, right up to that thigh that's forward. So the knees pointed forward. You're in deer pose, or that first foot can hang out on the thigh of the back, and then feel the sit bones. Let them feel like they are anchoring down. So one will be a little heavier than the other. That's normal. Then lift the arms, bring them towards the bolster, and plant them on either side. Walk them a little further up. Feel the elbows come towards each other like a magnetic pull. Bend the elbows and point them towards you, your legs, and tap your nose. Then come upward and then downward, like a push-up. Feel the muscles responsible for this action. Notice how much the spinal column can grow each time, how tall you can become. The next time you come down, relax that effort. Let the cheek, the temple, or the ear relax down. Feel free to bring the elbows away from each other and the knuckles heavy, palms upward in that gesture of non-grasping. And as you breathe like that, gently let the whole top body relax and soften. Beautiful. And the lower body for now. We'll ask a little something of it in a moment. Beautiful. Relax through the jaw. Notice the targeted area in this pose, the whole back of the pelvis, the side of the tush. Our piriformis muscle lives in there. The pathway to your sciatic nerve. That's as big and as large as your baby finger. It's beautiful to start to soften that area through your breath and bring some ease and improve any tiredness and any fatigue that might be happening in that area. Beautiful. We'll bring a little pendiculation into this area, a little squeeze and release. So you can keep the shape that you're now in. Feel the feet. The leg that's closest to the bolster, that foot is hanging out. Right, the back thigh might be in the sole of that foot, the arch. Go ahead and press the arch with that leg, that top leg. So just feel that little press. And then relax that effort. We'll do that 2 or 3 times with a different focus each time. The leg that's closest to the bolster, feel the baby toe edge. Put down into the mat. Take the back leg, give the sole a little press, feel that resistance. And then relax that effort. And notice what you notice. Maybe you notice a broadening and widening of the back of the pelvis as it releases and lets go into its new length. Take another breath before we do one more. When you're ready, go ahead and take that back thigh, give a little press. Feel that baby toe edge downward, and then relax and soften. And notice how well. Nice. Feel the stillness in the body. Notice the quiet. As any tight woven knots start to melt. You might feel a flow in that area. These little subtle releases. And how about one more breath just like that? On your next natural breath, drag one hand below the shoulder, press, and then the other. Let yourself come up. Bring your back to the bolster. And from here, come just a little bit forward from the bolster so that you can come onto your forearms and your back is being supported by your support just a wee bit. The legs can come up into a hammock pose. And then let your legs gently come from one side to the other. Option to keep the heels down and simply move the knees from one side to the other, or have the heels up, shins parallel with the ceiling, chin to chest. And notice lower back. As you come to one side, you can lengthen through one leg, paddle the foot. Come on over to the other side, lengthen, paddle the foot. From side to side. And one more. Then let the feet come down to the floor. Press up to your hands and we'll come right over to the other side. So pigeon on the other side. So let yourself get set up so that the bolster is up parallel with that top shin. That foot in the front is on the thigh of the back, thereabouts. You can set that up when you're down. Let the hands rise up and just feel for a moment the steadiness of the sit bones anchoring down as you do so. Then you'll just rotate the spine so that the heart center feels like it's coming center on the bolster, and plant your hands on either side. Walk them up, maybe one hand print. Elbows come inward to each other. Give them a little bend and tap your nose. Just so you have a point where you can feel with the eyes closed that you're growing the spine. It's growing like a tall bamboo shoot all the way up, 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 up each time. This next time, go ahead and rest the side of maybe it's the ear, the temple, the cheek. The elbows can come outward, and then you can roll the knuckles in that gesture here of non-grasping, so that we're not hanging on to anything. Beautiful. Feel the whole body let go. The jaw, the shoulders, all the way down through the pelvis. And notice what the starting point is like in that pelvis here. The legs. Do they feel heavy? Is there a vibration of some sort? What does the back of the pelvis feel like from side to side? Let's go ahead and bring a little awareness into that area. So on your next natural breath, feel the leg that's closest to the bolster, the baby toe edge, come downward into the floor. Feel that back leg, the thigh, come into that foot. And then release that effort. Notice what you feel. Can you feel that deep letting go? Often pain and discomfort will come in like a block, like a ice, like a big block of ice. As we allow these little bits and pieces, these little details, it'll start to break up now. So let's go into it two more times. Feel the back thigh come in for a press. Notice what happens to the foot. awareness in the baby toe edge maybe, and then release that effort. As you release, feel into the back of the pelvis. Notice as it continues to start to broaden and widen. There's no end to how much we can release here. Feel the breath. Nice deep inhale. Deep exhale. And let's go for one more squeeze here. Take that baby toe edge down. Back thigh into the foot. Feel that squeeze and that deep release as you soften, soften, soften here. Feel the quiet in your body, the stillness in this shape. And two more breaths. Enjoy that next exhale fully. And on your next natural breath, you can drag one hand underneath the shoulder, give it a press all the way to the other. Take your props, do a little light housekeeping, and come straight to your backs. The knees can remain bent for a moment. And if it feels good, one at a time, you can lengthen just to notice that lower back. If it starts to bring in anything that you cannot breathe into, then leave the knees bent. Heel toe them wide and have the inner knees knock. Or lengthen through the other and feel into the ease of your body in this beautiful moment. Notice a targeted area of that pose. What is it on you? It could be the shoulders, intimately related to the pelvis. Notice from hip to hip. You might feel that buzz, a temperature change, all of that. All the way through the legs to the toes. Take a deep breath and dive through the brow. Two more breaths just like that. Fill up the center of the brain and notice what it feels like to be right here, right now, witnessing from the inside out. The luxury of time to renew. On your next natural breath, you'll bend up one knee and then the other. Drag the hips over to one side and just have a little peek over here. And you might, I'm not sure if I told you to grab your strap, so you go grab your strap. We're going to come into happy baby with a strap. And if you were in our practice on Wednesday, you'll know how yummy this is going to be. So, but if you don't have a strap, no big deal. You can have a great big long scarf. You can not use anything at all. It doesn't matter. So if you're not using anything, I'll bring you into that first. So go ahead and come right onto your backs and bring one leg up at a time. And if you don't have a strap, then both feet up, bring the elbows out, and you have a built-in horseshoe from your thumb to the first finger. Bring that to the back of the knee, and then Lengthen through one leg and let yourself roll to the elbow to the shoulder. And then bring that in and over to the other side. And become playful with this. It's the playfulness of this that really helps to unclutter any tension or stress that we might be holding in our minds, in our hips, in our shoulders, in our spinal column. And those of you with the strap, go ahead and lasso one of your feet and then the other. Bring the strap right below the toes and hang on to the strap and walk up to your feet. So the hands are hanging on to the strap, and then drag your hands down, and you're hanging on to the strap between the thumb and the first finger. Widen through the fingers and roll them in the strap. Then bend the knees, lengthen through one leg, and the other one is bent quite generously, and have some fun with this. And you might even stay on that side playing for a moment around that hip. And then over to the other side, and you can bring the legs, that long, strong leg, all the way down to the floor. The arms they have the straps, so they are doing most of the directing. So let the arms come into this motion. And then invite the neck by allowing the head to either follow the legs or come into the opposite direction. Notice the area of the lower back that we came into through our last pose. Feel the shoulders and either side of the spinal column as it starts to lengthen like this. A self-massage. The back of the skull can start to move from side to side. Nice deep breaths here. For one more this way. This one is very safe to play for 5 minutes, maybe even longer if it felt really good. And you can do this one on the wall. So you can even bring this a little bit more restorative. Then go ahead and bring the feet right up so that they're one. Take the strap off. Bend the knees, both knees, and hug the thighs to the belly for a light little squeeze into that powerhouse of the belly, the diaphragm, and all the internal organs there. One more breath. Feel the belly press into the thighs. Let one foot come down at a time. Drag the hips over to one side while you go and roll over to the other. We're going to come into our TFL enlivening now. So the outer edge of the legs. So TFL is right around that hip, wrapping all the way down. And so just feeling now the head. So making sure that that upper body feels good. If you need a blanket between you and your arm, please do. Make sure that you feel good. Lower leg remains nice and bent. Feel the stability. And then lengthen through that top leg. Give it a little bit of a little, like a yawn. So lengthen it down and then relax it all the way into the floor. You'll feel that top knee bend And then notice again this targeted area that we're coming back to, this outer hip, lower back area as that leg relaxes. Then from here, you'll go ahead and lift that top leg, flex the foot, carry it to your full range of motion, and then back off just a hair and let it rest there. So it might just be out from the navel area. Once you have the gist of it, close your eyes and feel how well that leg can relax right there. On your next natural breath, flex that foot, give it a lift, and carry it all the way back to start, all the way back home where it's lengthened, and then relax it down. Let the knee bend, and notice how well it can relax here. Then the toes are going to point downward. So now on the next one, point the toes down, carry it forward to a new place, and then back off just a wee bit and relax. Notice how well it can relax this time. Relax the belly, relax the jaw, the shoulders. On your next natural breath, go ahead and lift that leg. Notice how heavy as the toes come down. Carry it back and then soften it down, and notice how well now, each moment, another opportunity to relearn and re-educate. Brain to muscle activity now. So now the next time the leg's going to come up, but the toes are going to point upward or feel like they are. Carry that leg forward, back off a wee bit, and then soften it down. Notice how well it can relax where you're holding. Let it melt like a puddle into the floor. One more breath just like that. And go ahead and lift that leg, toes upward, carry it downward, and then roll onto your back for a scan. Option to lengthen through the legs or leave them bent. Wherever you are, perfect. Knuckles heavy. Go ahead and divide the body all the way up the navel center. Feel that top side through that foot, all the way where the leg meets the torso. Notice one leg and then the other. And the subtle differences. Does it feel heavier or lighter? Fuller? All the way from that area through the pelvis, all the way to the heart center, the shoulders. Dive into the middle of the brain. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. And one more just like that. That wave of breath clearing, expanding, and cleansing this area. On your next natural breath, go ahead and bend one knee at a time. And we'll come on over to our other side. Use that lower arm as a pillow and feel into your comfort zone. Let yourself be comfortable. Please don't put up with. So notice what it's like. You might need a pillow on the side between the arm and the head, or between the floor and the arm. Go ahead and take that top leg and lengthen it down, and then relax and soften it there. And then notice the lower back just from that one tiny little bit of movement. What is it like on this side from that top hip, lower back, all the way to the other hip maybe? On your next natural breath, go ahead and flex that top foot and carry that leg full range of motion forward, back off a wee bit, and then relax and soften it down. Notice how well it can soften. So it might be around your navel, it might be around your hip outward. Notice how it can relax into the floor. On your next natural breath, flex that foot as it lifts, carry that leg all the way back, and then relax it down. Notice how well it can. Eyes are closed. Feel the inside out. All the muscles that can let go. And one more breath like that. Then lift that top leg, point the toes downward, carry it forward to a new place. Let it drift into the floor. Notice how that top knee can bend. And one more breath like that. Deep relaxation. Toes point down as you lift. Carry it all the way back to your start and let it rest. Feel the knee bend. Notice what you feel this time. Beautiful. And on your next natural, go ahead and lift that top leg, point the toes up, carry it forward to whatever place feels good. Rest it there. Knee bends and relaxes and softens everywhere. Oh. Take a deep breath and a deep breath out. On your next natural breath, go ahead and lift that top leg up. Toes point up. Carry it all the way back home. As you do so, go ahead and roll onto your spine. Scan the body here. Notice what you feel as you feel into one leg, the one that just works so hard from the hip all the way down to the toes, to the other side, from the hip all the way down that side to the toes, all the way up from that pelvis through the belly to the shoulders. Notice the back body to the center of the brain. Take a deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale through the nose. Feel that coolness, clearing and cleaning. Exhaling all the way out through the nose or the mouth. One more, like two streams of light, glistening and lightening up this area. Exhale it all out. Beautiful. Then bend one knee at a time. Drag the hips over to one side while you roll to the other and come on up. We're going to come into butterfly pose. So you're going to bring the soles of your feet together and you're going to be on your seat. So I want you to be as comfortable as you can. A lot of options here. You can bring your blanket underneath your sit bones. You can bring your back body to the wall or to a couch where you can feel the back into the couch. Or it can be freestanding in the room if it feels delicious. So know thyself and start where you are. And then the soles of the feet are together, hands on on the knees. We'll start with the heart center coming forward. Like a golden cord, gently feel that tug forward, chin parallel with the floor. And then that area comes back. So if you were in the wall, sitting on the wall or leaning into the wall, you'd press that part of the spine right into the wall or the couch. Forward, the heart center, forward, chin parallel, and then back. And one more. And now keep doing this, but when you bring the heart center forward, let the chin come up and expose the throat area. And as you bring the back all the way back, let the chin come down and round. 2 more like that. Inhale forward, open up, and then exhale. Last one. Then find your place where you can sit evenly on both sit bones. Bring the hands on the outer edge of the knees, and like you're closing the book, feel how heavy the legs are as you bring them upward, eyes are closed. Then bring the hands on the inside of the knees and press them out. Let the legs resist that press, but they're coming downward. The arms are winning. And then relax just a wee bit. Bring the hands on the outside and then close that book. Just like wings on a butterfly. Hands on the inside, resist. Feel the muscles. Notice what you notice. The outer hips, the inner thighs. And then one more. Close. Feel the weight of the legs. And then open. From here, we're going to come into a supported butterfly. So go ahead and take your bolster to your back. If you have blocks or a blanket, then roll it and bring that on either side of your thighs so it feels supported. Those of you that don't need any, then you know yourself if the legs are already down to the floor. Or you can bring your support in by the upper thigh, outer edges of the knees. Then rest your back all the way onto your support. If you need anything underneath the head, please do. And let yourself rest right there. Feel all of that support. Beautiful. At any point while you're laying here, you can come out of it even half of one side. If it feels you want to straighten it, please do. Or the other side. Will be here for a little while. We're going to come into a chakra meditation now. So let yourself feel supported in this pose. And then close those beautiful eyes. Feel now the river of energy that runs from the base of the spine all the way up to the crown. Breathe deeply, nice and full inhale and exhale. And send all of your attention to the base of the spine, the root chakra. The color red radiates. Feel into that earthiness. The legs filled with red clay. The legs have turned to pure earth. Surrender here. Feel the flow of your breath. Gently move into the sacral area, the lower belly, just below the navel, shimmering that color of orange here. Our creative energy, our passion for life. It flows each breath, bubbles up into the bowl of the pelvis. The water chakra held in the earthiness of the first. As you breathe beautifully, fluidly, float your awareness up into the belly, the solar plexus area. Deep in this area, the color yellow, glistening, shimmering, flames, the region of fire, the fire of life, the fire of digestion, the fire of inner power. Feel this breath, each inhale, each exhale. Fuel that fire. The belly rises and falls as it fans the fire. Let the awareness gently float up into that beautiful love-filled heart center. Feel this area fill up, pressing to the back, to the sides, to the front of the rib cage. Air is the element here. Allow for this expansion. So take a moment to set your intention once again. Feel that melting quality to what you're calling into your life. Feel that joyful you as you ponder, knowing you cannot get it wrong. Let this seed of light grow each compassionate breath. Each breath, begin to feel into this softness, this touch of air in the heart. The flame of the heart glows, its warmth through the chest as it expands in all directions. And as you linger here for a moment, send the breath down to the earthiness of the legs. Let it freely flow up through the pelvis, the fire of the belly, all the way up to the delicate flame of the heart. Float all the way up to the throat now and anchor your attention there. Feel the soft touch of the breath. Take in all the subtleties of the breath. The waves as it rises and falls. Hear, what does it sound like? The expanding up into those luminous blues of the ocean sounds. Softly, your awareness floats up into the middle of the forehead. As you dive into the middle of the brain, once again, the color indigo. Every breath fills this space as it starts to unravel, undo, and release. Feel replenished, relaxed, as you connect and reconnect to this resourceful, place. Gently, softly float all the way up to the crown where you breathe into the 1,000-petaled lotus sitting radiating violet. So quietly, softly, peacefully. Let the breath flow up and out, rising into those rays of bright golden warmth. This light right above. This healing light starts to pour into each breath and fill the body, energizing, clearing all obstacles. Feel the breath run freely up and down the river of life. Let yourself rest here. And may the light within shine so brightly that we see our path clearly. May all beings experience this lightness and ease. On your next natural breath, you can lengthen through one leg, paddle the toes, lengthen through the other leg, paddle the toes. Go ahead and bend them just a wee bit. Drag the hips to one side and let yourself come on up to hands and knees. Bring the hands on either side of your bolster, of your support that you were laying on. And if you have a blanket, you can place your knees into them. We're just going to do a light cat and cow. So very softly with the eyes closed, inhale, look forward. Let the belly drop. And as you exhale, chin to chest and round that spine. A little light massage to the internal organs like this. All the chakras, all the energy centers. Inhaling nice and full and deep. And then exhale round. And then one more just like that. Bring the bolster close by. We'll come right back onto our backs for one more round of happy baby. So feel your back body with the knees bent once you get there. No hurry. This next one I'm going to do without the strap, so yogi's choice to do this one with the strap. Bring the elbow to the shoulder into the floor. Feel the horseshoe of the thumb to the first finger and bring that right in behind the knee. And then the other side. Go ahead and roll to one side. Lengthen through that outer leg as you do so. Let yourself feel now all the way up and down the spine, the colors of the rainbow. Right from the back of the skull into the floor to the base of the spine. As one leg lengthens, and then the other. As slow as you comfortably can. Like a moving meditation now. Eyes are closed, feeling and sensing the back body roll like this. Drop all the instructions and allow yourself to move. And then go ahead and bring the feet down and leave one leg up. I'm going to leave my right leg up and cross it right over the left. Take your support over to that left side, long, all the way down on that hip. Lift the foot up off of the floor and let it fall over to the support. Just a light little twist. Feel and sense this twisted root of the lower half. The hands can rest on the belly or they can be upwards. The nose can be pointed to the knees, the toes, the ceiling, or the opposite side. Just a few deep breaths, just like that, for a simple twist. Breathe into it. Feel that cleansing, that clearing. The belly rise and fall. Soften that belly to truly receive the breath here. Beautiful. And one more breath just like that. Then undo the legs. Let the feet come down. Carry the bolster up. Place it on the other side. Take that other leg, that'll be my left leg, over. Lift the feet off the floor and let the legs fall into your support. Hands can rest on the belly for a moment, 2 or 3. Or you might like to carry them up like a cactus. Relax through the jaw, the shoulders. Feel that deep relaxation move all the way down as we give a little twist to our root. One more breath, just like that. Then go ahead and undo the legs, but use your monkey feet to carry the bolster underneath the legs and come on into your Shavasana, final resting pose with the legs drape over the bolster. Hands can be down by your side or on your belly. You can cover yourself with your blanket or use it as a weight from your thighs to your belly for just a little deeper relaxation response. You can use your strap, your yoga strap over the eyelids or your scarf for that denser fabric of darkness here. And you've arrived. Let yourself rest. I'll bring a little grandmother energy into the room through the Tibetan bowl. Deep in through the breath now. Feel the awareness gently, softly rise. Notice how you feel. Soft movements through the fingers and the toes, the arms and the legs. Feel that joy, that burst of sunshine from the inside out. You can rest on one side as you connect to that inner smile here. Use that energy now, that focus, that clarity, to press into the floor. The head remains heavy as you roll up into your comfortable seat. Find that comfortable seat. Notice where you'd like to sit. If you need to be elevated on a stack of blankets, a book or two, a yoga block, a cushion. The knees don't have to bend, and the wall, it's a beautiful thing to lean into. Feel comforted. And then go ahead and bring the palms together. Feel that warmth, this appreciation towards yourself for showing up. Go ahead and bring the thumbs into the heart center for the little press, this support inside and all around you. Take a deep breath into it. And as we bow here, we pour it out beyond these walls as loving kindness to all. And may all beings experience this lightness and this ease. Namaste. And thank you for your practice.